September 2nd, Tuesday. Another slow, boring day of work. You know, the usual. Another stupid lane closure, terrible traffic. Finally got home after an hour and 7 minutes. Unlocked the door, threw out the trash from my lunchbox. When I turned around, this thing was waiting for me in the middle of the kitchen. I yelled the name of my Lord and Savior, but the thing hadn't moved an inch. Looked for something to kill it with, maybe the anti-roach spray, but that was upstairs and this wasn't a roach. Stared at me like a statue. I can't even... The biggest, nasty-looking spider I've ever seen. Yeah. I grabbed a shoe off the floor, still in disbelief. Like, how is this in my house? Thinking also how disgusting the splat was going to be. And then it happens. Thing starts talking! Are you kidding me? I hope you're not planning on hitting me with that thing. She introduced herself as Barbara and proceeded to share her life story. Eventually, the other shoe dropped because she asked me to stop brandishing that deadly weapon. Get it? Get it! I'm losing my mind here. I pulled up a chair and embraced the fact that I had finally lost it, what little remained of my sanity. But, you know, something in the back of my head told me I was still awake, and I wouldn't be sleeping anytime soon, right? Barbara, the talking spider, sheds tears from 8 pitiful eyes for her dead dad. Said her mom had eaten his corpse after mating. Nice. But, you know, at this point I just rolled with it. Told me to close my eyes, threatened to bite me if I moved, then whispered in my ear, "Going outside to hunt. I'll be back later." She didn't come back that night, and by some miracle I got like 2 hours of sleep. Naturally thought, wow, that dream was crazy. And then I drove to work in the morning. So when she hissed at me from the back seat, I love tapped the car in front of me at a red light. I didn't think talking spider would be, you know, the best excuse, but lack of sleep turned out to be even worse. Thankfully, the only real damage was to my vehicle, but it was cosmetic, so I was barely even late to work. I cranked up some music, didn't hear a thing else on the way there. Convinced at this point that I was suffering from either a severe allergic reaction, food poisoning, sleep deprivation, whatever, I made it through 2 meetings before passing out at my desk. A coworker who shall remain nameless woke me up. I couldn't help but mention the whole talking dream spider. Coworker laughed and told me to go home early, right? You know, it's the rational thing to say. So I cleared a half day with my boss, drove home, and guess what? No more Barbara. My sanity is regained, right? Awesome. So I did not appreciate waking up with her on my face a few hours later. Barbara talked and talked and talked about anything and everything, what she thought of humans, her love life, mommy issues. Eventually I said, you know what, screw this, I'm getting the phone camera. She agreed to a single video on one condition, that I would let her speak with no interruptions, no matter what. Then, she said, I'll be out of your life since you clearly can't stand me. And I'd had a lot more sleep at this point, but suddenly felt agonizing stabs of pity for some reason, actually tried to make her feel better. Anyway, today's the day. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll walk downstairs and film it and realize that this was all a figment of my imagination and that I've just been talking to myself going crazy. But anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to film a talking spider. If I don't come back, you know, and you find this footage, you'll know I was completely insane. Okay. Said she was going to be downstairs, so... Hello? But she does like to wander around sometimes. Barbara! Barbara? Maybe she went outside? It's not creepy at all. Hey, Barbara! Gosh, guess I am losing it. She go in the guest room. Coming in. Okay. Barbara. Where could she be? Let's see her out there. here. Ah! Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh. Barbara. She must be sleeping. Hang on. Okay, whenever you're ready.
This is a poem that I wrote last night while I was having an existential crisis. She was fashioned by God, a humble spider catching flies, weaving dreams from silk threads, carefully spinning hopes and lies. And when she saw the end, its teeth flashing in the moonlight, she screamed to God, "Why me?" and felt despair caress the night. Her frail threads unraveled, she turned away in bitter tears, begging for a quick death, sobbing under the weight of years. Then, through her broken web, she heard a whisper in the dark, "Be still and know me, child." Within her heart, she saw a spark. Was that terrible?
No, it was beautiful.
Thanks. Guess I'll get out of your hair now.
You know what? Just, why don't you stay for a bit longer?
Great, can I bring my friends?